the world today? It's in love. Today, we have another reaction for you. We got the 1977 Granville train is after 43 years later. Gotta give a shout out to this channel, Griffin Rails. Thank you for commenting yesterday on one of my videos that came from you that I looked at. You asked me to do this one, and I got you covered. Can I get at least one like on this video? That really helped me a lot, and that helped me believe that we can get to 2,500 subscribers, or as I like to call them, 2,500 crew members. So, without further ado, make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, here we go. Granville.
Just bodies everywhere. Everywhere. I thought it was just the carriage under the bridge at first, but then I had a look on the other side of the bridge at the locomotive's on its side, and one carriage, all you can see is the floor of it. It's on its side. It's had the top ripped off it. The others have jackknifed into it. It's just dreadful.
Those are some big hats.
Hey, ma'am, have you got somebody in there? I think so. Can I go and see? Can I go and see? What makes you think there's somebody in there? Well, it's the 8 o'clock train from Parramatta. Yeah. She always gets that train.
Who's that?
Jenny.
Your daughter?
Yes, and she hasn't arrived at work. I can't go down there.
Silence. Granville train disaster 40 years later. That's not gonna know about Griffin Rails.
18th of January, 1977. The 6:09 a.m. Mount Victoria to Sydney Central service gets ready from departure from the sidings at Mount Victoria. After a short while,
Mount
it departs the
Victoria.
sidings towards Sydney. The train consists of 46 class electric locomotive 4620 and several coaches, consisting of the wooden S-type carriage stock that had become widespread across the New South Wales rail network. The locals nicknamed this service the Slugger.
The
because it comes from
Slugger.
every station crawling down the line.
That's what you either call a
These
rustler or a
stations
rustler's
will be
finisher.
Mount Victoria,
Not a train.
Blackheath, Medlow Bath, Katoomba,
That would not be a good thing to call a train.
Wentworth
Maybe a
Falls,
weapon of some
Bullaborough,
kind.
Lawson, Hazelbrook,
Train.
Woodford, Lyndon, before passing through the sites of where the closed Numantia and Alphington stations were. Onwards,
Look at all
it
these
goes to
teachers.
Falconbridge, Springwood, Valley Heights,
Look, that was a
and
nice
then would
mural.
pass the closed Caraba station before stopping at Warramoo, Blaxland, Glenbrook, and Lapston, where there once was a zigzag railway and an old diversion.
That train is tilting.
After this, it would leave the Blue Mountains, before arriving at Emu Plains and Penrith, where it would only stop at major destinations inside of Sydney, such as Blacktown and Parramatta, before terminating at Central. 4620 had quite a bad record, as in 1965,
4620
it
is
had
a
run
bad
away at
record?
Wentworth
Oh,
Falls and caused a big
yeah.
derailment to occur as it flew off the tracks. In 1971, the railways were transferred from the New South Wales Government Railway to the New
So
South
if it had a
Wales
bad
Public
history
Transport
like
Commission,
that, why would
which
you
meant that
keep
it would get
reusing it?
maintained by a different organisation. The PCC engineers had inspected the track between Granville and Parramatta, which was just the section the train was soon going to enter. At 8:10 a.m, one thing is troubling the train as it hurtles through Sydney.
Is that my train?
Time. It was 3 minutes late as it arrives into Parramatta. All mainline signals are green, giving the driver the ability to head down the line to Strathfield at full speed, giving him the chance to regain the 3 minutes lost. But he doesn't know that his train
Get out of here,
is safe.
Bert.
The train starts to shake as the worn-out wheels begin to ever so slightly rise up on the dilapidated tracks.
See,
He doesn't know.
like I said, if you
He
knew
is
about
only
the bad
following the
history with this
signals and
specific train,
It gets to
why would you
73
use
kilometers
it
an hour.
if you know there's
When
a
it reached
likely
lead
chance
73,
these wheels
the
are going to
then
get
set
torn
all hell
up?
breaking loose.
Like what's going on in this sudden movie.
4620 derails as it skids along the tracks, kicking up stones and other debris from hundreds of feet, creating an incredible cloud of dust. 4620 is headed straight for the stanchions of the Bold Street Road Bridge and slams into them, knocking them over like dominoes and running them over, causing the engine to flip onto its side. It continues skidding until it strikes a power pole, uprooting it and making it fly back from the engine, being caught in the electric power line. The first carriage gets sliced open, killing 8 people as the train finally comes to rest.
See, this is like the end of the Final
carriages are still
Destination
upright on the
3,
tracks,
only
with
you're
the
not in the
third and
tunnel.
fourth ones lying underneath the unstable bridge. The passengers underneath the bridge are not all
Spoilers.
okay, despite
In case
the
nobody
bridge
watched
not
it, I
being
apologize.
collapsed. Gas that was kept inside the coaches for winter heating leaked as people were overcome by gas poisoning. Then, a car goes over the bridge,
you say
with its weight
gas
causing the
poisoning?
most horrifying event. The bridge collapsed onto the wooden coaches, crushing the passengers right in their seats. Continuous screaming erupts, startling everyone nearby, as civilians escape onto the tracks.
God
People
no,
are
that's
thrown from the windows of carriages as they panic.
that's
Some of the
unfortunate
people
and
uninjured in
terrifying.
the crash helped those trapped in the crushed carriages. The driver shockingly survived the crash, crawling out of the shattered front window. Underneath the bridge, those who still survived struggled to breathe inside the squashed and thin coaches. Rescue squads have difficulty
Did
evacuating
you not
the
all
passengers
fit out the window?
as the track was in a cutting.
Maybe there's
The
something
only
that
way
could.
to get down was by
it
cutting
was
through a
difficult for
fence
the
and going
windows.
down a
Maybe
steep
somebody couldn't get out
embankment,
the
or by
open the
walking down the
doors
dangerous
or
collapsed
something. I
bridge.
don't know. I wasn't
In
there.
total,
I
84
wasn't even born at that
people
time,
died,
so I wouldn't know.
with 213 people being injured, most of them being seriously. One of the deaths was an unborn child, which was the youngest victim of this disaster. The New
And
South Wales Fire Brigade had to pump fresh air into wreckage due to the LPG, making it impossible for rescue crews to get inside the mangled timber. But why? Why did such a disaster have to happen?
because somebody thought that reusing a train, which had like a
The
bad
FBC
history of
investigation brought up
accidents,
many alarming
was a good
findings.
idea to
The
keep
original inquiry
using.
found out the primary cause of the crash was, quote, the very unsatisfactory condition of the permanent way, as in the
Y'all
poor
see any
quality
logic? 'Cause I don't.
of the old track, causing the rails
Gee!
to spread out and derail the hurdling slugger. This was later found to be a cover-up, and 30 years later it was revealed what the true cause was. The real cause was a lack of maintenance for 4620. The L6 wheel on the train had become worn.
Lack of maintenance, that's the least of the troubles, man.
The wheel, however, was not replaced, but the engine would be kept under
Ah!
surveillance. The reason it wasn't replaced is due to the PTC having scrapped the spare wheels for funds to its budget. Another factor was the bridge itself. When it was built,
Why?
they found that
Why?
the base of the
Why?
deck was
Why?
10 meters
Why?
lower than the
Why did y'all think this was a
This
good
was
idea?
rectified using concrete, which
Reuse
might
stupid
have amplified
train.
the crash. Another fault was
Is that
that if they
a
had
bad
rebuilt the bridge
history
without
of
pillars,
problems?
no collision and collapse would have occurred.
That'd be like
For 39 years, the survivors and victims had little to say until the Granville Train Disaster
that'd be
Association
like having a
formed.
gallon of
On
milk
the
that's
4th
been
of May
expired for over a
2017,
month,
Gladys
and
Berejiklian
somehow
gave a formal
think it's a
apology
good
to the
idea they
victims.
have
Shortly
cereal.
after the disaster, a
Make
voluntary group collected
cookies
unknown
and cake.
donation
What?
amounts to
Oh, with the
allegedly
same
erect a memorial
stinking
wall
gallon of
for
milk
ongoing
that's been in
memorial
your refrigerator
services.
for at least a month.
Families and friends of the victims
And just be
and
like, okay,
survivors gather
okay,
with
there's no problem. I ain't gonna
surviving
get,
members of the
I'm not gonna
rescue
get sick. I'm not gonna get my
crews
children sick.
The
Cookie.
ceremony ends with the throwing of 84 roses onto the tracks to mark the number of passengers killed. In 2007,
That upset my microphone.
a plaque was placed on the bridge to mark the efforts
Jeez.
of the railway workers who
John
assisted in
Bach.
rescuing survivors.
Why did
from
you
the
stop
train.
this job, Bach?
In 1998,
Why did you stop it, Chris
Umbrella
Betts?
Entertainment would produce the docudrama The
Why
Day
did you
of
stop
the
it,
Roses.
Aaron Blabby,
recounting
baby,
the events of
whatever
the
your
crash.
last name is? What the
A
day of
TV
the
documentary
roses?
called
Blabby,
Train,
baby,
produced by
baby,
Graham
baby,
McNeice,
baby, baby,
aired in
baby,
2012
Carol Burns, why
on
did you stop it, huh?
History
What
Channel.
about
By
what about you,
Brian
Cormac Costello? Why didn't you stop it?
But this wasn't
Oh,
the
you
only time a
Stephen
train
Curry?
crashed because of a broken wheel. On January 15th, 2014, a double-decker Tangara train on the eastern suburbs line derailed
That
at
all-
Edgecliff. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured.
With three-
43 years have passed, and to this day, the Granville train disaster remains the worst rail disaster, not just in New South Wales, but in the whole of Australia.
Y'all have to sound a
Hopefully,
thunderbolt
a rail
about that, but
tragedy like
okay.
this
y'all seen the debate on whether, this was the worst disaster, and this was the worst disaster. You got something like coming from the 1800s on down to the 1990s, debating on what's the worst ever. But yeah, man, good video. I appreciate it. And again, shout you out for commenting on my other video. So I thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe for more on my channel. Recommend me to some more videos you would like for me to react to. Ring that bell for notifications on upcoming videos. And until next time, I said love, and I'll see you guys soon.